All right, guys, I'm going to attempt to do this. It is so beautiful up here on the Maine coast. It's none of my videos are doing them justice. I don't think you could find anything on YouTube that would do it justice. It's so scenic. It's so beautiful. It's so ruggedly beautiful up here. It's like you've stepped inside of a postcard. If you have any desire and you have the chance and the time, everybody should come up here and see this. It is so breathtakingly beautiful up here. I think all I'm doing is just trying to plant a seed for anybody that'll watch these videos. I would recommend coming up here in the time of year that we're up here now. This is March when we're making these videos, and I honestly think we're like the first tourists of 2025. We're only up here with the locals right now. I haven't seen any other tourists. I do know it gets very busy up here in the summer, but everybody should do it. Across the road from this Jasper Beach is some kind of former, I want to say it's like a radar installation. I'll show you what makes me say that, but there's like some barracks that are all boarded up. And let's just walk up there and see if we could at least take a closer look. Yeah, this was definitely some kind of military installation at one time. I'll see if I can find some information out about it. All of these buildings have signs that say keep out, and it has asbestos. So, heed one of those signs anyways. I don't think the camera will pick it up, but that thing's making this, it's making a noise. It's like something is spinning inside there. Maybe it's some kind of radar array or sonar radar, I don't know. But it's kind of making a swooshing noise. It's going woof, woof. I feel like I'm in a post-apocalyptic movie here. It's like, what happened here? This was like a little town. Honestly, if one of these places had the plywood off of a door and I just accidentally let go of Wavey and she ran in and I had to chase her, it'd be interesting to see what the inside looks like. Here's the road that goes up the hill there to whatever that is. It really is ominous. It's just sitting there making this noise over this dead town. I feel like it's a video game like Fallout or Silent Hill. Just, what happened here? Am I the only one that kind of secretly or not so secretly yearns for the whole world to kind of go like this? Like some extinction event? And if you just happen to be one of the survivors, it's like you got the whole world to yourself and you're just kind of... They make movies. It's a popular movie genre. Just... You know, the survivors wandering around a post-apocalyptic world. All the buildings are still there. I mean, I could live without the zombies, you know. I hope my beagle survives with me. they can't be too concerned with people wandering in here and looking around. The gates are open. There is a word here you can kind of make out. Training something. And just like a post-apocalyptic movie, there's a deer wandering around. An irradiated deer. Can we eat it? Come on. We're not that hungry yet. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's go. Well, this is pretty. That's coastal Maine. Around every bend, over every hill, there's just another beautiful scenery, more beautiful than the last. Okay, guys, I think our diligence paid off, at least as bragging rights. Look at this. Can you see it popping out over the trees right there? That is Nash Island lighthouse. And all I had to do was drive to the end of this road that I probably is private. But no one's around, so we're getting away with it for a second. People have their own lobster operations going. Man, what a good life. You had to be like here like 3 generations ago and have it passed on to you to get into these sweet positions like this. Okay, guys, well, that was pretty anticlimactic probably, but at least we say we saw it. I laid my eyes on it, sort of, and I shared it with you, sort of. I'm sure I can find lots of good pictures online of it, you know, just to kind of put it in context, but man, that's not an easy one to see. I think eventually, someday, we're going to have to come back here with a boat. We're just going to have to see the real hard ones with a boat, because there's quite a few of them on islands. Beagle. So guys, you can see it's getting dark. We found this sweet spot that is so appealing that the owners had to put a sign up, but that's actually very nice of them. Thank you for giving us the option of taking pictures of this. Winter Harbor. Beautiful. All right, guys, so we're looking for a place to sleep tonight. It's getting dark, and we're hopefully going to see Winter Harbor Lighthouse. It's on an island, but it's not too far off the shore, but it's probably going to be dark. Maybe we'll get a little footage of it doing its little blinky thing, like lighthouses like to do. But for now, got to find a place to sleep. I'm going to do some editing and just settle in the metal tent. So I guess I'll see you in the morning. Though I guess in YouTube time, it's going to be just like that. Good morning, guys and gals. So to see this lighthouse, Winter Harbor Lighthouse, we have to go in the Arcata National Park boundaries. Hopefully it's a time of year that they're not going to want me to pay. Let's find out. Okay. We're going to pull over, guys, and see it closer, of course, but there it is. I always love it when they give us a plaque to tell us about it. Connected by water. Water was a primary means of travel and commerce for thousands of years. Before the days of interstate highways, coastal schooners hauled raw materials and manufactured goods up and down the New England coast. Lighthouses stand as reminders of hazards faced by mariners, dense fog, rocky ledges, and strong currents. Okay, well, let's try to see the real thing here. So, point is Winter Harbor Lighthouse. Okay, guys, well, there's another one we can mark off the list. On to the next one. I'll have to look on the map and see which one that is, but we're slowly making our way south. We got to keep going inland and then coming back down, the points to see these. But we're going to see as many as we can. I hope you're enjoying this. Gotta walk the beagle first. Come on. When we walk, we walk. No sniffing. Let's walk. Come on. Let's look around Winter Harbor for a minute. This is my question for Roy Schreier up in Canada. I know you'll know what the name of these little boats are. The little double enders. They kind of look like canoes, but they're not quite canoes. Stay. Okay, go. Okay, guys, we are in Bar Harbor, which is one of the more popular places in Maine. And we are coming down here to see Egg Harbor Lighthouse, or Marker Light. Well, guys, we're down here on the pier in Bar Harbor, and one of these islands has the lighthouse, Egg Rock Lighthouse, but I cannot figure out which one. It's out there somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. It might be one of those lighthouses that's on the... Oh, wait a second. What is this over here? That looks like a lighthouse out there. There's probably a better place to see it from. Does that look like a lighthouse to you? Well, good morning, guys and gals. So, where are we? We are just outside of Bar Harbor, and we are on our way to the next lighthouse that we can see. There is a couple that are offshore quite a ways, and I looked them up, and I just don't think they can be seen, especially, I don't know if you can see in the background here, it's a foggy day. It's the first foggy day we've had. It's kind of warming up, so, foggy conditions. So we are headed to the one that we can see, that's I think on land, or it's just right off land. It's called Blue Hill Lighthouse. I'll put it on the screen. It looks cute. I've never heard of it. I think a lot of these lighthouses, they just get outshined, no pun intended, by the other little ones. I think if there's going to be maybe one of the unique qualities of this series, I hope, is that we're seeing some lighthouses that often just get overlooked or passed by, So yeah, that's what we're doing this morning. I'm just drinking some coffee. Slept in the parking lot of College of the Atlantic. I'm not sure if I was supposed to, but it didn't cause any problems. No one ever knows I'm in the metal tent there. Haven't had problem one yet, so. Okay, guys, enough yapping as always. Let's go see some lighthouses. Stay tuned. Up here in Maine, it seems like every corner you make, every bend you make, there's potentially an even more beautiful sight than you've seen so far. It can almost make you immune to them. I'm trying really hard not to become immune to them. And here would be an example. We're heading down to the lighthouse in Blue Bay and Blue Hill Bay. And we just come over this hill here. I'm going to show you this. Oftentimes the beauty just doesn't transfer over to film. It's just the truth. But look at this. It's like out of a movie. I'm going to go down this little road here and just try to get a picture of that red barn from a different perspective. I think we probably can get away with it being so early in the season here. I think it's a guest house or an Airbnb. You got to
make a U-turn, then turn left onto Levique Lane.
You always have to have your story ready in case someone stops you. So I would just say, I'm scoping this place out for later in the season. I'm going to bring my girl here. It's low tide right now. You can see this really is an old boathouse. They would bring their boat up in here at high tide. In my ever-going quest to try to figure out what this is all about, I think a part of it is trying to recognize beauty wherever it is and not become immune to it. Well, guys, as expected, the fog is probably going to keep us from seeing it. And there is houses down here like most places. There is like a little point out there, and I'm not seeing any signs saying I can't go out there. And it is Sunday. Someone was around to ask. I'm going to walk around and see if there's somebody to ask. So I don't want to resort to knocking on doors. So I'm standing on this rock here. And I would say on a clear day, that lighthouse could be seen. But not today. Well, I hope you're giving us an A for effort. We'll go on to the next one. Load up. Load up. Load up. Load up, sandbag. We can never get tired of looking at boats. Let's take a couple minutes. Yeah, they like really build boats here. All these boat molds, boat hull mold. Say that quick. Boat hull molds. Look at this beauty. Wow, what is that? That is a cool shape. I know there's a name for this. If you know, maybe put it in the comments. But these like come down on the boat for, I think, added keel properties. This is a real down east boat builder. You can tell all these molds. Wonder how many boats they build anymore. This one looks like it's still being built. Atlantic Boat Building Company. I'm gonna have to look this up. This is a big place. I knew there was something up about this area. All these boat builders tucked back in the woods. Let's go look around a little bit. This is where the magazine Wooden Boat is published. Let's see if we can find the offices. Well, this one might be good based on where we are. Any boat building books? Nope, not one single book. Worth reading anyways. Well, this was something I didn't know. Welcome to the Wooden Boat Campus. It's like a whole campus out here. Wooden Boat School Mission Statement. Wooden Boat School was started in 1981 as an extension of the Wooden Boat magazine. Its stated purposes are to provide access to experience for wooden boat enthusiasts in construction, maintenance, repair, design, seamanship, and other related crafts. To establish a meeting ground for the finest and most knowledgeable boating professionals to share their skills, techniques, and appreciation of the tradition of craftsmanship in wooden boats. To give added dimensions to the editorial content of Wooden Boat Magazine and Professional Boat Builder. We really are the first tourists to come to Maine this year. Give me 20 seconds to try to make a point. So, you guys saw that today we went out to go see that lighthouse and, the fog and we just didn't see it today, which is okay. But what did we get to see? Wooden Boat Magazine Campus. Now, I didn't know it was down here. You guys know I don't do any research. There is, when you open up your life to randomness, when you kind of let go of all the control that we inevitably fall into, those patterns, what I have found is that the mystery of this life opens up. That's the value of travel and the value of adventures. One of them, in my opinion. Okay, Brad. Load up. Look at this place. That must be the owner of Wooden Boats house, is my guess. What is this? We just started going down the road. It had to end eventually, and this is where it ended. Okay, guys and gals, so I just looked up where the Good Life Center is. That's the second place that the Nearings lived when they moved from Vermont to the coast of Maine. And it's only 22 miles from here. So we're going to head over there and we're going to see if we can take a close look. Stay tuned.
destination is on the left.
This is so cool, guys. I read all their books. When I was young, they were such an influence on me. For those that remember when we went to Payne Hollow last year, my buddy Russell knew where it was and kind of made it happen. And we went and looked around the Hubbard's place there on the Ohio River. This is very much like that. It's like a pilgrimage. Wow. Oh, there's the house. Those rock floors. They even did those beautiful flagstone rock floors. And I remember in the books they talked about how they had so many books on the walls, and they said it was great insulation in the winter. I remember the wooden shoes. And just think, guys, they did this well into their old age. I think Scott was like 60s or 70s by the time they moved to Maine here. And Helen was always at least 20 years younger than him, so she was probably in her 50s. And they did all of this work. I remember them talking about their greenhouse that they kind of needed here. They had a short growing season, but they still managed to grow a lot of food. And of course, they made these rock walls. Now, this would be the way to fence in your garden. Very permanent. Some of the things that come to my mind when I was reading their books, I remember Helen, I think, said she could go around the property and you could almost point to any rock and she would say, "Oh yeah, I remember that rock." And they divide them into piles. They would say, these are the really good looking rocks. These were the okay looking rocks, and they called them the uglies, the pile of uglies. And then I remember somewhere in an interview, she was pointing out this rock that kind of looked vaguely like a fish. And she's like, "Oh, I remember when I put that rock in the wall there, I thought it looked like a fish." And just everything was so personal and meaningful to them. Their entire environment was carved out of the land, literally, and built by their own two hands. And of course, the most important building on the entire property, the outhouse, which they actually built out of rock also. Wavy, you don't need to be in there. I remember somewhere I've seen a picture where the Nearings, most of the pictures you'll see of them, they're working. Scott was like always working, even though I think one of his claims to fame was to say that a person can sustain themselves in this life on 4 hours of labor a day. I think that a lot of the stuff they might have called work or labor was different than what we might interpret. You know, they would call it fun or something, but yeah, there is a picture somewhere of them swimming in this bay right here. Tide's out right now, obviously. What are you doing?